It's Mohim for Boxing Domination here at the O2 Arena for the BKB 31. I'm joined by former Super Middleweight World Champion Robin Reid. How are you doing, Robin?
I'm doing good. That always sounds good when you say that. As former Super Middleweight Champion of the world. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you, yeah. Doing good.
Of course, with life after boxing, I do want to sort of ask you, what's life been after boxing?
It was a bit tough at first because once you retire, especially back in my day, nobody sort of prepares you for life after boxing. And you've got all that time on yourself where you've been training 3-4 times a day, building up to a fight for 2 months or whatever, and then all of a sudden it comes to an end. Still training, still keeping myself fit and whatnot. But like you say, when you first retire, it's a bit daunting because you don't know what to do with yourself. But yeah, now, I've found my way. I'm doing personal training, coaching, take a lot, I'm around at a lot of gyms doing, teaching kids how to box and keeping them on the straight and narrow, teaching them discipline and, the world of boxing.
I know normally with fighters, they have a massive struggle, especially after retiring. For example, in very recent times, not going to make a comment, but Kell Brook was caught doing something on camera, which of course it was a private thing. He shouldn't have been recorded by the person. So, on the mental side, what's it like being retired? Of course, you're busy with BKB and, of course, still being on TV, still having the spotlight as you should. What's the mental side like?
Yeah, like you say, to start with, it was quite tough because you're in a position where you don't really know what to do with yourself. You've been training, 3-4 times a day, preparing for fights and stuff. And, even though you're still training and keeping myself fit, that sort of all comes to an ending. It's like, what do I do with myself now? And when I think some of the tough times are when you're watching boxing on TV. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to these influencers and YouTubers and whatnot. And fair play, the businessmen. At first when they first come on the scene, I thought, what's all this about? Like they're coming over to boxing like it's easy. Do you know what I mean? And making loads of money out of it. Now I look at it a little bit different. I think, fair play to you guys. It's a business, and if that's the way the world's going, whether it's right or wrong, that's what's happening. But got somebody like myself, a former 3-time Super Middleweight Champion of the world, won the WBC, IBO, WBF, fought all the greats. I fought for every world title at Super Middleweight. I think I'm one of the only Super Middleweights to have done that, even the Mickey Mouse titles. But I've been in with the greats, Joe Calzaghe, Brian McGee, Carl Froch, won in my title in Italy against Vincenzo Nardiello, which was no easy job. Big fight with Sven Ocker for the IBF. And WBA Super, which still was voted one of the worst decisions of all time. And I've been through all that. Maybe should have made. I wouldn't say I was badly managed, but I should have been set for life with what I achieved. But I never earned that sort of money that these guys. And people will argue and say, yeah, but that was back in your day. It wasn't that long ago. Do you know what I mean? So, I still should have made a significant living to be set for life now, but unfortunately I'm not. Like, I like what I do, coaching and whatnot. When you've got these YouTubers and influencers coming into the game, when they're making, like I say, no disrespect to the guys. You got Tommy Fury fighting JakePaul, and they're making 5, 6, 7, 10 mil each. And no disrespect, but it wasn't even a title fight. And now you've got the WBC making special belts for 2 guys who are in the 9th pro fight, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But you got yourself like, I suppose there's other fighters out there. Carl Froch has made comments about, JakePaul calling big mistake. Carl Froch would destroy. I mean, I'd destroy JakePaul, and I'm saying that honestly, I would destroy JakePaul. You know what I mean? And I'm not just saying that trying to talk myself into a fight. I mean, if he's watching or he sees it, I'll fight it every day of the week. I'm 52 years old. Yeah.
I thought you were 45.
Good man. But I'm 52 years old now, and I'm still in great shape. I'd give that guy a headache, mate. Literally, I would give him a headache. I mean, he's fair play to him. He's a good businessman. He's talked himself into good fights and stuff, But that's the way, if that's the way the world's going, that's the way the world's going, But clever businessman, I'll give him that.
I know I said I was going to only take 5 minutes. I feel like 5 minutes has passed. I'm going to ask you 2 very quick questions. Of course, you've had a very controversial defeat to Joe Calzaghe in a fight which most of Britain believes you won the fight. of course, with you being 52, Mike Tyson made his return at 54. Would you make a comeback, either with Joe Calzaghe or maybe with one of the influencers, and potentially fight?
Yeah, of course I would, and that's not trying to talk myself into a big money fight or because I'm skint or anything like that. I'm doing all right in life, don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is I kept myself in good shape. You know, like I say, it was quite tough when I first retired, didn't know what to do with myself, you know, but I kept myself in good shape. I'm always training, and like now this has come on the scene, these influencers and YouTubers and whatnot. I'm up for any of them fighting. What I liked about Carl Froch, you know, when he was commentating on the fight, you know, he said it as it was. At first, you know, he wanted to see what JakePaul was all about. And I watched the fight, and I always said that Carl Froch would destroy him. Do you know what I mean? Totally different level of class. I would destroy him. I'm 52 years of age, yeah? I'm not calling him out. I mean, if he wants to fight, I'll have a fight. But I'm just talking reality, do you know what I mean? I respect him as a businessman, you know, for what he's done. Come into the game and he's made a lot of money. He's doing what a lot of boxers want to do, and you know, and it is a business. But yeah, like I say, I'm 52 years of age. What would be nice, you know, there's these exhibitions. You've got Floyd Mayweather doing exhibitions. You had Ricky Hatton doing an exhibition not so long ago. I mean, me and Ricky were in talks about an exhibition, and it all fell through for some reason.
Bad move for him, I would say.
Yeah, but that would have been, you know, that would have been nice. You know, me and Ricky Hatton in Manchester would have been a good one. Me and Joe Calzaghe has an exhibition. That's not because I want revenge or anything like that. But come on, Joe, I've got the utmost respect for Joe Calzaghe. He was one of the best super middleweights, you know, of our time, you know, and I'm not ashamed to say that. And I got the chance to grace the ring with one of the all-time greats, you know, and I respect him for that. And it was a good fight. It was a close fight. I thought I just nicked it, you know, and a lot of other people thought I won the fight. I didn't get the rematch at the time. And like you say, if me and Joe could get into talks about an exhibition, I think that'd be brilliant. It's not revenge or anything like that. Like I say, I totally respect the guy, but why don't we get it on together and make sure we could make a couple of mil? You've got these influencers doing it, so why couldn't me and Joe Calzaghe? So Joe, if you're listening,
that'll sell out as well.
Yeah, that'd sell out, and it's not about taking each other's heads off and trying to knock each other out and kill each other and all the rest of it. It's not about that. It's not about revenge. It's a business, and we could make a few quid from having an exhibition together. It'd be like a spa, you know what I mean? We'd make it a little bit more exciting than that, but. And I think we'd sell out. We could sell this gaff out. Do you know what I mean? We could sell out. You know, a good stadium. It'd be like the rematch 20 odd years on. So why don't we cash in? You know what I mean? We should cash in on this situation. Like I say, Joe, if you're listening, mate, it's not about revenge. It's not about me getting my own back. Like I say, I totally respect you, mate, and it was. It was an honour to have graced the ring with him. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, I look at the current times and these influencers and YouTubers coming into the game making a lot of money. Me and Joe Calzaghe could make a few quid from an exhibition rematch, if you like. So you never know. Fingers crossed.
I'm going to ask you the very last question. I know you've given me your precious time. I hope I've not got you in trouble yet. So recently, Misfits Boxing. I'm sure you're aware of KSI, Mams Taylor, those guys. So KSI recently came up with an idea. It was called a tag team boxing match. It sounds very bizarre. It's a very bizarre concept, but they made it very similar to the WWE concept, and it actually sold out the Telford International. 4,000, just a bunch of YouTubers and OnlyFans stars just going in. Do you think, because I spoke to Joe Brown earlier, the head chairman of BKB, and he said that's never going to happen, but do you think something like that would maybe entertain you? Or do you think that could happen at BKB, knowing how dangerous BKB could be?
No, not really. No disrespect. It's an idea, and these influencers and YouTubers are trying all sorts of ideas. And like I say, fair play to them. You know, the businessmen and the clever businessmen, and I respect them for that. But like I say, you got to be, you know, how's that going to work? Tag team. If you clip somebody and knock them out, how can he reach the other guy to tag him? It's never going to happen, is it? You know, and like I say, you don't. I can understand the influencers and the YouTubers coming into the game, but it's still boxing. Do you know what I mean? Let's not start turning it into a circus. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know about that idea. Like you say, you know, they want to come over to boxing and make a few quid, you know, but start fighting some real fighters. Do you know what I mean? Like myself, Joe Calzaghe. Like, give us a chance. Do you know what I mean? Carl Froch, whatever. You know what I mean? But tag team and all the rest of it, I don't know if that'll work.
Thank you so much for the interview. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, just like you say, if anybody's listening, any of them influencers or YouTubers, if you're interested in a washed-up old super middleweight that you want good on your record, give me a shout. But it won't end like that, trust me.
And that's an interview wrapped to the former 3-time super middleweight world champion, Robin Reid.